especially like when I made my Opry debut. They were all outside of stage, and that's what I was mostly emotional about. I mean, obviously it's the Opry. I never thought I'd play it. It was amazing. Yeah. But seeing my friends, I'm going to get emotional.
What's good?
Unbelievable.
Mackie's new
Don't
saying.
take my fucking line.
Mackie's new line is, what's good? Send help.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like,
need,
subscribe, and tell us what you think about that.
I need to jump off of that what's good train, but I'm going to do it one more time right here. So what's good is that we have a few... All right. Sorry.
What's good is that we have limited restock of pink and green hats available, you guys. So go get them while we still have them. We also have more black and red, but the pink and green seem to be the most popular right now. And we have more for you. So you can go shop directly from the link in our bio, or you can go to our YouTube episode descriptions and shop that way. But thank you to everyone that has already bought a hat and shown us support. We love you.
Love you so much. And today we have a guest on the show. Her name is Twinnie Lee.
We love her.
And we love her. She's a singer-songwriter in town.
But she's from the UK, so she has an accent, and it's amazing. And like, you're going to fall in love with her when you listen.
And seriously, I just was listening and getting so much advice. And I was like, damn, I'm going to have to re-listen to this like 2 or 3 times because I need to like take all of her... what is the word?
Insight, advice.
Yeah.
She's iconic. Like, she has been through a lot, and she's a little bit older than us, so she knows, exactly who she is, what she wants, and we love that about her. So I hope you enjoy the episode, and
enjoy.
Love you.
Have a great day. Peace.
Woo! I'm nervous.
This is our intro music. Isn't it fun?
It gets us going.
Uh-huh. Hey.
Wait, that's a good move, Twinnie.
Hey.
I feel like I'm going out.
Hi, Twinnie.
Hi, Twinnie.
Hi.
We're so excited to have you on.
I'm excited to be here.
You just said when you came in, you were like, oh, that song's stuck in my head. Well, you know what song's been stuck in our head for the past week?
Hypothetically.
Yeah, hypothetically speaking.
You can hit the note.
I love that. I love it.
We love it.
Thank you so much.
We love it so much.
So many people have texted me being like, I cannot speak to you anymore. I'm like, why? They were like, because your song is stuck in my head. Like constantly. It's an earworm.
Constantly.
But that's good though. That means I'm doing something right.
Yeah, exactly.
It just got played on the highway again for the second weekend. So I was like, oh.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is amazing.
But we have to, so we actually know Grace Gunn.
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys wrote that song together, right?
We did. And funny story about that song. So she pulled me into that writing. She was like, I'm writing for this record. And I was like, cool. And she had the title, and she did the demo, and I was like, this sounds so good. I was like, when you put it out? She's like, oh, well, I've got a few singles. I was like, and when you feel like when I go in as a co-writer, I'm like, that's your song, obviously. But then there was something about that song that I just kept going back to, and I was like, I really feel like I don't know. I was like, would you mind? This is awkward. But she was so good about it. And it was awesome. So it's the first for her as well, like being played on the highway. So that's awesome. Amazing. And she is sick. She is like such an incredible voice. In fact, her demo is way better than my recorded. No. But she is awesome, and she was so good about it. And Reed that produced it, just awesome to work with.
Okay, so we're wondering, is it a true story? But Grace wrote most of it?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was pretty, like, she had the title, and then we just, like, as we do as co-writers, went in. But I did have a person that I did like, that I was, like, having some inspiration with. He turned out he didn't like me, so that was a shame. But not a shame for me anymore, because I found a new crush. So.
Oh, amazing. Okay, wait, so is this, like, a friend that turned into a crush?
Kind of. Yeah.
Because it sounds like when you're listening to it, it's like, oh, you might be in love with your best friend type of thing.
Yeah. It wasn't a best friend. I mean, you know what Nashville's like. Everybody knows each other. So, but it was definitely, we hung out quite a few times, and I was like, is this? And he's like, no. I was like, okay.
Okay, so you asked.
Yeah, I was like, is this someone? It was when I was drunk, because obviously
You
I
have to be drunk,
I wouldn't
yeah.
have had the courage to ask him when I was
Exactly.
sober. When I just said it in, because I joke a lot. I'm never serious. And I think he's always joking at first. And I was like, no, I'm being deadly serious. Is this no? And he's like, no. I was like, okay, cool, let's move on. And we're still friends, and it's absolutely fine. And my new crush is way better than that, so it's fine.
Wait, I'm not ready to move on from this topic yet because
God.
I Mackie and I differ on a lot of things when it comes to like dating and men.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always the type of person that is like, I'm going to say something if I have feelings or have a crush, like I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, no, because one, if you're friends before, it could ruin the friendship. Two, like you never want to be, personally, I think you never want to be the person to ask like, what are we? Because then the boy like freaks out about that.
Totally agree with that.
Okay. So
Wish you'd have been around before.
like because I kind of relate to the song a little bit. Like I have a crush on one of my guy friends and like we hang out.
Let's reveal all.
But like we hang out a lot and like we flirt a lot, but I'm like, I cannot bring myself to say something about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a massive flirt. I flirt with everyone, flirt with myself. So no, but I get what you're saying, and I totally agree, because I don't feel like you should ever ask. You should just know, especially when it's easy. But it's sometimes with friendships it can be kind of complicated for that reason of like, oh, I don't want to ruin a friendship. I think I did say, I was like, it's fine. I was like, if we did go for it though, we're not that good of friends anyway, so you know, no.
Okay.
But it was all cool, and I was probably bored anyway, so just
Okay, but you have a new crush now. Can we talk about him?
no.
Okay.
Can you say how you met him? Because we just want to know how you meet people.
Do I want to tell this story?
You don't have to.
No pressure.
Go more general. Just go, how do you meet people?
Okay, so hypothetically speaking,
There it is. I'm ready.
I was flirting with you know, who's the song's about. Actually, the song's not about it. It was just like general, but
The
I was
inspo.
yeah,
Inspo
I
boy.
was, and also Grace is on this song, so she had inspiration as well. It's not all
yeah.
mine. I went out. I'm gonna regret telling this story.
don't then.
So I was going out to flirt with someone else, and the guy was like, you know, you snooze, you lose. He kind of wasn't taking me out or anything, and I actually met another guy the same night that happened to be friends with him. So.
Okay, but at a bar.
At a bar, yeah.
And do you like go up to men at a bar and
No.
talk to? Okay, they come up to you.
Yeah.
Really?
No, actually, that's a lie.
Okay, I was about to say.
Zach, do they? I don't know. I feel I've been told that people are intimidated by me, and I don't know why. No.
Dude, let's fucking go.
I think I'm just like very sure of myself. Like, I think authenticity is like the highest vibrating frequency, and I just like I would always rather be myself, and people know that I'm an upfront psycho straight off the bat, you know, rather than 6 months later and be like, oh, you were being someone else. But
Right.
yeah, no, I don't really. No, I tend not to go up to guys. To be honest, I'm working so much that I don't have time for that. That is the sacrifice, especially like moving here from the UK. I was like, I'm all about my career, and yeah, I mean, occasionally, you know, I draw inspiration from relationships, but usually not.
When did you move here from the UK?
It was a year ago this last April.
Oh wow.
So
Only a year.
yeah.
Over
Everybody
a year.
thinks I've been in town for like forever, which technically I've been commuting. It was a long commute for like 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
But then things really started to ramp up once I officially moved. I feel like the community was like, oh, she's invested, which I always was anyway. I was like, that's a real investment.
Yeah.
You know, that's more commitment than commuting, to be honest. But I get played over on radio there, and I've got a fan base. So we're just trying to like, you know, trying to make America know my name, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Can we?
I feel like you know so many people for only being here since last April.
Yeah, well, I was coming back and
Oh,
forth
you were
for
commuting,
like
you were commuting,
7
right.
or
That's
8
how you met a
years,
lot of
but
people.
I feel like when I first moved to town, I had a lot of friends already that had made the move from London. Like one of my best friends is Lucy Silvers, who's married to John Osborne out of Brothers Osborne. And I feel like I was really quite lucky to get in rooms because they were like great connectors, but obviously, you know, you have to be good in the room. So I just, you know, tried to be myself, and apparently I still keep getting back in. They haven't turned me away yet, so that's cool, I guess.
That's
Love
amazing. Can we talk a little bit about like the dating experiences from the UK versus the United States? Like, can you tell us?
Yes, we can. Because I think this is the first thing I said to this new guy. I was like, I don't get you Americans. He was like, well, yeah, duh, you're English. I was like, no, I mean, in a dating sense, I feel like Nashville is horrible for dating because there's way too many girls for guys, but and because it's like Music City, everyone's doing their own thing, and just generationally this, I feel like nobody really wants real connection. I don't really get it. I come from like a family that, apart from my mum and dad, everyone's still married and they've all got kids and they're all settled down. I said to him, I was like, I do not get like, if you're like, oh, do you want to hang out? I'm like, no, I don't want to hang out. I don't want to hang out with you if you're hanging out with other girls. No, that's not how I roll. Like, I want all your attention. Otherwise, bye-bye. You know? Like, life is precious and it's way too short, and I don't want to waste my time. So I'm like, you know, and I'm older. I've been like, you know, I've had a 10-year relationship where I knew what real commitment was like. And personally, I want to build a life with someone. I want someone to bear witness to my life. And I've just got no interest in like just seeing random people. Like, I don't really have time for my mom and my family and like to FaceTime. I'm like, if I'm going to invest time into somebody, I'm going to go like 110%, because then that saves me time, because I find out way quicker if it is something or it's not. Do you know what I mean? So I don't have time for these little games that people play. I'm like, it's high school.
I'm obsessed with you.
Oh my God. I'm learning too much.
You have no idea.
Yeah, we're obsessed. We're going to talk about you forever.
Amazing. Thank you.
Like, I just feel like it's so true and relatable. And especially for like, I feel like most women want that genuine connection. And like you said, these men out here, they literally just want to fuck around and they want to hook up.
Not all of them.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, not all of them. But I do think, you know, just girls are way more mature than men. They develop way later emotionally. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like sometimes it's you just got to get them like younger, I think, and train them up.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately for me, like I'd been in a relationship for 10 years and then I came out of it and I was like,
What?
this is horrendous. I'm gonna die alone. Like seriously, like Bridget Jones with Alsatians being eaten, or a cat lady. And but yeah, I think like, yeah, it's the connection thing. And you know, you see it on TikTok, everyone's just like instant, they want everything instant. And I personally feel like, you know, the grass is greener where you water it. Obviously you've got to be compatible, but like your morals have got to be the same, the values. And I'm just like I feel like I'm very real. I've never really changed, and I'm very blunt and upfront. And I think going back, that's probably, I've got my guy friend here, one of my best friends, Zach, he'll be like, you intimidate guys. I'm like, yeah, I think anybody intimidates people that know themselves and know what they want. And I know what I want. I want to get married. I want to have kids. And I want to have a happy relationship. I see so many people that are just unhappy. And I would rather be by myself. I'm fine by myself. I don't need a man. You know what I mean? Like, but they have to add to my life rather than take away. So that's and that's true for like all friendships and family. You know, I've done a lot of cutting in my life. Yeah, it's just because negativity can really like affect, you know, your surroundings and like how you're trying to like work life. They say you become like the 5 people that you hang around with, and I try and surround myself. Well, I do. I have like amazing friends that uplift me and support me. I mean, I think you can get that from Nashville, just how quickly like I've kind of grown. There's been a lot of love for me in this town, and I honestly don't know what I've done to deserve it, but I'm really grateful. I am that friend though that will pick you up at the airport, and so is Zach. Like, you know, 4 a.m. calls, and whenever anybody needs me,
So
I'm there.
That's how you've gotten to where you are, and everybody loves you.
Not everybody. Some of my exes definitely don't.
Speaking of exes in your 10-year relationship,
Well, yeah.
can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've droned on about it for like the last 2 years. Let's
keep going.
Let's keep going.
I feel like 10 years is a long time.
Yeah, it is.
Did you think you were going to end up with that person forever?
Oh yeah. I mean, we did have a couple of breaks. I feel like we met each other when we were far too young and didn't have like the emotional tools to deal with each other, because it was a lot of communication problems and also just life. I think, you know, he was in the UK, had a business, had his family there, and I'm a gypsy by nature, and I also grew up as one. All my dad's side of the family are all Romani gypsies. So I'm so used to like being free, but I'm a homing pigeon. I will always like come home. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm super loyal. But I think like we just wanted different things, and it ended really, really badly. And this is what this album is about on November 8th.
November 8th?
November 8th. There's 22 songs. I really milked that breakup.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I had a lot to say. I'd never been hurt like that before. And it felt like, you know, 10 years is a long time to not speak to somebody anymore.
Yeah.
And it was totally like, he like emailed me.
Shut up.
Yeah, he emailed me. I was in a very dark place. He emailed me and blocked me on everything, and I think he was just done. And I will hold my hands up like I am no saint. And I was going through stuff, and I wasn't able to communicate effectively. I realized that now. I mean, I'm not saying he was a saint either, but it just ran its course, and I kept threatening that I wanted to move. And honestly, he did me the best thing, because had he not done that and been strong for the both of us, I think I'd have still been in the UK and like trying to like do both, and I couldn't do both. I needed to pick a life, and I think about like how much I would have missed out on, so many people, places, experiences, opportunities. And so I'm very, very grateful to that guy, and I will never, like, at the time I was bashing him a bit, just the way it ended, because I feel like you can save someone so much hurt and therapy if you get, because I never got any closure. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I was like, you just like stop dead, and I was like, who am I without this person? But I've found myself again, and I feel like 10 times braver and stronger than I've ever been, and knowing that I can get through that. Well, the music industry is a piece of piss, you know. I don't know whether you guys say that here.
What is it? Piece of what?
Piece of piss.
I probably should change that. Piece of cake. There you go. You can edit that.
I like it. I like piece of piss.
It's when I say like, stop taking the piss out of me, everyone's like, what are you saying? I'm like, it's like the UK's version of like, stop making fun of me. So
Okay.
little education for you there.
I love it.
Holy cow. Wow. Wait, after the email, did he ever call you or text or ever again?
No.
Is
That's
anyone in the
crazy.
UK that you know?
September 17th is the last time I saw him, and I didn't think it was going to be the last time, and it was 2022. That's why there's 22 songs on the record. But no, funny story. I've just been filming a TV show back in England. This is wild. And I knew I was going to get this job. You know when you just know something's going to happen? Because I was like, sod's law, this is going to happen. So I auditioned for it, taped here, found out on the Friday. And his sister has been in that show for 5 years, which I'm totally cool with. I love his family and I love him. It's all good. But I was just like, this is so funny that
like,
my past is coming back.
Like working on the show?
Working on the show, yeah.
So you saw her?
I haven't seen it yet,
Oh, you
because
haven't gone-
I was only doing 10 episodes, and she's like constantly in it, but she's been on holiday. And you know, like, the job is amazing. I love being part of the show, and I love to act. I've done that since being a kid, and it's just another artistic outlet for me. But it was just funny. I was like, of course I'm getting this job. Of course I'm going back to Yorkshire, and like, you know, but it was a good test.
Yeah.
I did one of the makeup artists did tell me that he was with someone else, and that was quite funny. I was like, before I was going on set, I was like, oh yeah, but I was like, that's good that he's right where he needs to be, and I'm happy for him. You know, it wasn't like I was like, no.
It seems like
Winnie, you're so good.
That's amazing. It seems like you've really like found, even though he didn't give you closure, you found closure within yourself about it, because you're okay that he has moved on and found someone else. Do you think you fully have healed from this breakup?
I think, do you know what? It's so weird, the timing of everything, especially like meeting other people or whatever. I think when I announced the album, there was like a real like energetic shift for me, because I just kept writing about this guy. And one of the songs on the album, the very last song, is called Last Song. And it's like, this is the last song I'll ever write about you. Yes. And it's so beautiful. But you know, like there's so much like love in those songs, and it's like grieving a life that I had to say goodbye to, but also celebrating the new one I've made. And how can I be mad at that person? I think, you know, I went through a lot of therapy, which I needed to do for myself anyway, and I wish I'd done sooner. But, you know, therapy isn't like as popular in the UK. People have an attitude of like stiff upper lip and carry on and like push it down. And that's how my family have always been. They're like, oh, you're not depressed. You're not, you know, just get on with it. Mm-hmm. So all of like my triggers and like, you know, he was an avoidant, I was an anxious attachment, like learning your attachment styles and everything like that. I was like, this is incredible information of, because I'm obsessed with people and how people's brains work, but I didn't know how mine worked. And I was like, oh, I want to know what makes me tick. And like, you know, I was like codependent on him, but he taught me a lot. So the answer is, I think I'm over it and I'm healed and I wish him nothing but the best. But do I still miss that person? Yeah, of course. He was my best friend for like 10 years. Like, but I gave him a lot of grace as well. I actually sent him that album actually a couple of weeks ago. I was like, well, actually, yeah, no, it was about a week ago. And I was like, I mean, no disrespect to your partner by sending this, but I feel like you should hear this record before the rest of the world does. So, yeah, but he has a tendency not to reply. So I haven't had a reply yet, but it's fine. I felt like I did like the right thing of like wanting him, and he gave me like a great album. Like I'm obsessed with this album just because I feel like a lot of people know me as like, you know, positive party girl, or at least that was kind of like, we released my debut album Hollywood Gypsy in the pandemic, and then I did this Welcome to the Club EP with my record label over here. So it was very up, whereas I feel like this record has got so much depth to it, and it showcases my writing. One of the best songs I've ever written is called The Way I Loved You, which I was so toxic at the time. I had an old like voicemail from him, and I put it on the record. No. I was like, maybe we didn't last, but this song will last forever. So.
Let's go.
Oh my God.
Such a
so
slay.
Cool. I can't wait for the album.
I can't wait to listen.
I think you'll like it. Yeah. And I think Hypothetically is a good segue into this record that we're working on for next year, which is called Happy Hour. So I feel like, you know, people love chapters. It's a chapter in my life that's closed. And I'm just like, I'm really grateful and excited of like all the things that have been like lining up. But I think it's because I'm just totally at peace and with the flow of things, and energetically my energy has changed. I'm like, it's all going to be all right. It's all literally going to be all right, and what's meant to be for me and what passed me by. So that kind of gives me a bit more like, I don't know, peacefulness, I guess.
Yeah.
And not caring about the numbers, because who gives a shit about that? Like, it has no value really. I mean, it does, but you know, the music industry, it's all smoke and mirrors for the most part. But I'm really, really proud of that record. So I'm intrigued to know what people think about it and what songs are people's favorites.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah, I love it.
So do you feel like you need inspiration from like men fucking you over, or like
do you need a muse?
Like, do you need like heartbreak to be able to create good music, do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, you know, like my debut album, I wrote a lot when I was with someone, so it's fine. But I still wrote about like my own issues. I've got a song on there called Daddy Issues. And the last line is like, I didn't choose my daddy issues, which is like kind of relatable to a lot of people. But I did have people go up to me and be like, so this sad girl era is over. What are you going to write about then? Being happy. I'm like, yeah, I think it's like about time that I had like a little bit of happiness. And also like, I am one of those people that I feel like I write my what's going to happen in my future or put it out into the world, because I feel like words have energy. So I'm like, I'm speaking life. You speak life or death in words over your life. So I'm like trying to be super positive. So I'm writing a lot of love songs right now.
Oh wait, cool. That will come true.
Yeah, obviously. I'll be married in 6 months probably.
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay, so something else we talk a lot about is just like the pressure of finding someone before a certain age, especially as a woman. Does that stress you out at all?
I think it used to, but I'm about to freeze my eggs. So yeah,
you are?
Yeah. So I mean, I think the music industry puts this pressure on women, or just like life, like
But also being in the South.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why can I not speak properly? I'm kind of used to that because all my family are like Romany gypsies and they get married at 19, 20. I'm the only person that's not married. Just me and my little brother. And they all have kids, and, you know, the woman's place is looking after the home and the man provides. So I feel like, you know, it's quite conservative, and there's a lot of synergy between the way I grew up and Nashville, like the community kind of thing. But no, I think there's lots of stories about, I mean, look at Jelly Roll. I know he's a man, but there's been like loads of stories of like people having success. And I don't think like age is just a number. You know, I don't really think our age defines anything, you know. But I think for women, when they get to a certain age, they're like, well, what do I want my life to look like in 10 years time? Going back to your conversation, I have not got time to waste on guys that are not like in. I'm like, you're either in or you're out. It's either you or someone else. Yeah. Because I do want to get married, and your choices reflect your life, so I have to be like mindful of that. You know, I'm not in my 20s. I'm not just like actively looking to have fun, because it's not that much fun anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like it was more funner than me, Alex. Do you know what I mean? So I do joke. I'm like, don't take funny away from me. And I'm like, yeah, like I don't know. I just think I know what you're saying, and I think a lot of women feel that in society. And I've definitely felt it before, but I feel like it's just the pressure that we put on ourselves. Like you have to be mindful, but there's, you know, people are having like kids at 45, 44. My friend's just had 2 twins and she's 43. Yeah. So like, and totally healthy. And I'm a big believer in what's meant for you, what pass you by. And I already know I'm going to be a sick mom anyway. So
oh my God,
you're gonna be the coolest mom.
That my kids won't think so. Absolutely not. I'm kind of hoping for twins, just because Twinnie and the twins, I think.
Oh my God,
that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Just like, twin, you know, my kids will just be like running around the studio on the tour bus. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. They'll probably be mental, but that I'm like, well, they are your kids. I'm like, yeah. Oh, that's fair.
God. Wait, is your name Twinnie? Okay, love it.
Do you want to know the story behind it?
Yes, please.
So my first name is Twinnie Lee, all one word, and my grandma's cousin had a twin, and she always got the nickname Twinnie, and her real name was Jane Lee, so they just added the Twinnie and Lee together. But it's such a country name, like Twinnie Lee. you know?
Twinnie.
But
works.
everyone's like lazy and they just call me Twinnie. So my actor name is Twinnie Lee Moore. And then my artist name is just Twinnie.
That's perfect.
So.
Twinnie.
Twinnie.
Y'all, I'm
I
so
love it.
happy
Born
to
for
be
Nashville.
here. Bless your heart.
Oh my God, I love it.
Twinnie, I haven't known you too long, but I know that you are no bullshit, straight to the chase.
Yeah.
When you do meet somebody who you like,
Yeah.
are you the same way in terms of like, do you fall hard? Do you go right for it? No
I think
nonsense?
so. I think I wear my heart on my sleeve for sure. I mean, that's how me and my ex met. Like, I met him and I just didn't leave, you know? Like, I think you just know when you meet somebody or you're on the same page. And what I like about this guy is like, I don't have to wonder. He doesn't make me ask. And it's very recent. So by the time this is posted, we could be over. So, and I'll be like eating my words. But right now I'm just kind of enjoying that feeling of like, just feeling kind of safe and comforted in the fact that I think it just validates me that I'm enough. I am like worth being with, which I think coming off the back of that breakup for a long time, I just felt like, well, obviously I'm a really horrible person. If someone just did that to me after 10 years, how do you trust anyone? And my saving grace were honestly my friends, because they are such amazing people that I was like, well, if I was a shithead, then they wouldn't be friends with me. So they did a lot of picking up the pieces. And I think it's really nice for them, especially like when I made my Opry debut, they were all at side of stage. And that's what I was mostly emotional about. I mean, obviously it's the Opry. I never thought I'd play it and it was amazing. Yeah. But seeing my friends, I'm going to get emotional. Seeing my friends, like they were all like crying and like I could just tell they were really proud of me. I'm getting emotional. Aww. But my friends mean the world to me. And I think like anybody that comes into my life has to be better or at least as good as my friends. And I really do have such a, they're my lifers. I don't know, they're like my soulmates. I don't know what I'd do without them. There's so much like emphasis on romantic love and you can't get everything from anybody, but my friends are just like, they're there. They're the people I want to like tell my news to when I first hear it. Do you know what I mean? So,
and are these friends that you met in Nashville within the past 2 years?
No, I mean,
These
I've like Lucy Silvers has been one of my best friends for like years, 12 years. I tend to keep like once you're in my circle, like I tend to keep my friends and I'm solid. Even like people that don't really know me, like I feel like they tell me their life story and I will always like help anyone out. And I think especially coming from the UK and feeling sometimes like I'm alone, because I know everybody feels like that, but you really do feel like alone when you first get here. You're like, despite having loads of friends, you're like, because I don't want to ever be a burden on people. But so I know that feeling. So I always try and like, if someone new is coming into town, I'm like, oh, you should do this or you should do that, and try and like connect people, because that's what people did for me. And that's one of the things I just love about this town.
Yeah.
You know, I've just been in New York and I was like, I can't live here.
No.
We can't either.
We feel the same way.
Definitely not. Everyone's just like that walk that everybody has. I'm like, oh no, it's too much for me. Like
it's like heads down, AirPods in, don't talk to
no
me.
smiles.
No.
Yeah, it's like London. I lived in London for like 18 years and kind of grew up there. And it's fun while you're young, but then when you're like, you just crave more when you're older, because you realize life is like just going by and you want to be with the people that make you feel at home and safe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I'm lucky that I've got a lot of people like that around me.
Yeah.
I feel really blessed.
Friendship is so important.
Isn't it? Yeah. Especially girl friendships. Like you guys have known each other from school. That's like solid. Like one of my oldest friends, I've known her since I was 4 years old, and she is like no bullshit. She doesn't give a shit what I do. She's just like, and it's like really precious. They say if you like are friends with someone for like more than 7 years, their life is, and it's really nice that you've got that. You can tell that anywhere.
Yeah.
I know. It's
We
really
met
When
we
you
were, like,
speak this in,
15.
you're like, love it. I'm like, oh, I love that.
We live together. We do too much together.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Have you both got boyfriends?
No, we're both single.
Oh, it'll be interesting to see. Like, do you vet each other's like guys?
I'm pretty hard on
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's scared to introduce me to or to
Yeah.
be like, what about him?
We had a long conversation about it the other night because I'm like, dude, you're like scary. Because she's like, I know immediately if somebody is your husband or not. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, can you give it a minute?
Yeah.
She's probably right though.
I know, but
She's
I'm
gonna
just like, give it
save
a
you
second.
time. Yeah.
I know. She's really scary. In the best way possible. Just people like kind of will choose what they want to tell her sometimes, some of our friends, because like she will have a hard opinion on it.
I just can't keep it to myself. And if you're going to ask me, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a bit like that, but my friends will go, do you want me to be honest or do you want me to agree with you or do you just want me to listen?
Yeah, that's
I'm like,
something you could do.
I'm feeling a bit vulnerable right now. Maybe just listen and lie.
Maybe you should just brief me before you come to me. Hey, don't respond, just listen.
Yeah, and then just say, I won't say anything. Then you can tell right from her fucking facial expression.
You're like, what you say? Yeah, when you're talking. Yeah, I think that's important though. I have like certain friends that I will go to for stuff when I want sympathy. One of them's like, I'll be like, you know, I did something really terrible. They're like, it's not your fault.
Yeah. You pick who you go to for certain things. Yeah,
I definitely do.
Yeah, like, who should I go to
For
today?
the most part, I'm like, they're all pretty solid actually. They'll tell me the truth regardless of whether I want to hear it or not. Or I'll go, look, I know what you're going to say. And they're like, bless them, they've listened over the years, they've listened to the same story about like, you know, like my ex. They're like, oh God, can we move on from this now? Can you talk about someone new?
Yeah.
But that, I guess that's what friends are for.
Yeah. This is all what friends are for. It's okay, Kenna. I didn't mean to like.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I also talk about my same ex because I've been single for 5 years and it's the only like true real relationship that I had. So I will relate everything to him and they're like, God damn it, it's been 5 fucking years, dude.
I think because if
it.
someone's important to you, you often compare if you've not met somebody just as good or better. And they're still like part of your, you know, upbringing. Like they make parts of you. Like you do certain things different because they came into your life or they add or like or even give you like trust issues or triggers, you know, trauma. But
the good and the bad.
Yeah.
They teach you a lot.
Yeah, you learn every relationship you're supposed to learn something from. And I think that's...
What did you learn?
Literally that I am confident and awesome and that I shouldn't change for anybody.
Yeah, that... Where's that thing? Yeah, where is that? Woo!
Thank you.
I think that's true though for everyone. You know, Zach was saying to me today, I said something. He was like, do you think they'll let you do that? I was like, do you think I'm going to ask permission? I'm just going to do it and ask forgiveness later. Right. But I feel like, everyone should always be themselves. I love this quote and it says, when you shine your own light, it gives permission for others to shine their own. And I think all of us are like, you know, 99.9% of people feel like they're not enough. So I feel like that's, you know, going back, you have to surround yourself by people who uplift you and validate you and just make you feel like, I am good enough. And then anybody that doesn't like reciprocate that energy is like, bye, see ya. Yeah. You know, out the door.
I love this.
Don't hit yourself on the way out.
I can't wait to re-listen to it.
I know, I'm so obsessed. Everything you said is just like, fuck yes.
Well, it took me a long time to realize that. And obviously, the only thing I would say about going through any sort of trauma or like hitting rock bottom is like the only way is up. And you learn so much from like failure and heartbreak, you know. I think that's what a heart's for. What good of it if it doesn't break from time to time? Because you learn so much and you grow and that's how you evolve. And I just think life is like full of chapters and you've got to honor each one because it teaches you something. And I think the universe just keeps sending you the same freaking lesson if you don't learn it. And after like, you know, I did a bit of dating since I've been here. I was like, after like the third emotionally unavailable man, I was like, okay, maybe I should just pick someone emotionally available. And you know, like the butterfly feeling, I'm like, no, why do I always go for the bad guy? I don't want to go for the bad guy.
Yeah.
But this one's not a bad guy.
Hopefully this new one's not a bad guy.
I
love
like
this for
one.
you. You have to keep us updated, please.
I will do.
Okay.
We'll crash and burn for sure.
No. No, we
I'm
gotta stay
joking. I'm
positive.
joking.
Okay. Well, Twinnie, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so much fun.
Twinnie.
So tell us again when your new record is coming out and where we can listen.
November 8th is Something We Used to Say. It's 22 songs. Go pre-save it. And I'm playing the Country Music Hall of Fame on the 2nd if you want to come, like an early listening party.
Yes.
At
Okay.
noon.
Yes.
We would love to.
Yeah.
We would love to.
So,
All right. Well, congratulations on all your success.
Thank
and your
you.
new
Twinnie,
album.
tell everybody where they can follow you on Instagram.
Twinnie Official. There's only one of me. I'm not very hard to find, but TWINNIE Official.
Obsessed.
Love
Thank
it.
you, Twinnie.
Obsessed.
Will you
Thanks,
say love you,
Twinnie.
bye?
Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you. Bye.